Oh my goodness. Is that the D-pad?
No, never.
That can't be. That's not possible. They were banned in 1975. They're not allowed to come back. I'm pretty sure.
Banned in 1975.
Well, it's a very long story.
I suppose from our perspective, we will have been banned in 1975.
Yes, we were not allowed to put videos on YouTube in 1975.
Yep.
We were definitely, we had no capacity for doing it. So
yep.
We got better though. Anyway, I'm Rick.
And I'm Peter.
Stupid ass intro. We're here in Pokémon Brilliant Diamond. We're in the post game. Last time we got Regigigas. Did I put him on the team? I forget.
I don't know.
I did.
Did you play people his voice from the movie?
No, but I can do it right here.
All right.
God, that's horrifying.
Yeah.
So the one major issue that we may have with Perry here is that fucking ability is going to make him difficult to work with at the start of any given thing.
Yes.
The best case scenario I could see.
He's definitely built to be a setup mon.
Yeah. Well, that's the... If I can... Part of me is like, oh, we got to go get him IVs. Part of me is also like, if I don't get him IVs on purpose and then specifically tank him up, defense, hit points, special D, then one, I mean, those stats are already like stupidly good to start with. All of its stats are just really, really good. Whoops, not you. Like, special attack is the worst one, and that would be a completely normal and good special attack on most of my other Pokemon at this point.
Yes.
But if I jacked up the defense, like, could be really useful against Cynthia in both the second and third rounds if it's just this tank up against, say, a Spiritomb that's going to have a hard time landing significant hits when its stab is useless and, you know, other stuff it has. I don't think it's got any... I don't think it ever gets a fighting move, ever.
Spiritomb?
So, yeah. The best it could hope for is some, like, aura move or something, considering what it is.
Right.
But I don't think it's going to have anything that's going to be, like, a problem there. And then I could Goblin Hole parry into just being a walking... just nightmare.
Yes.
That just punches the shit out of 6 Pokemon to death.
Yeah, just evasion to max until your slow start goes away. And then train wreck. Yeah. Steamroll everybody.
I'm even talking like not just X evasion, but like X attack, X special attack. I could even go with the defense ones too, just to be 100% sure that shy of an extremely good critical hit, that there's just not going to be...
Yeah, well, I mean, the best way to deal with that would be to also always go first once you're done with those first 5 rounds.
Yeah, so
you
X
might want
speed.
to address the speed IV, because
that's
sort of the weakest of the defensive stats.
That's true, too, yeah. I think that the biggest thing, honestly, is like... So...
In that the best defense is never getting hit, so going first is itself a defensive thing.
And I guess it's not even that, because the attack is awesome. 240 is a ridiculously good attack.
Yes.
166 is pretty good speed. It's going to be slower for those first 5 turns. It's going to be
83,
outsped by anything the first 5 turns.
Except for Spiritomb.
Except for Spiritomb, who is famously slow. But X items are always going to be higher priority. So at the very least, for those 5 turns, if I'm just like jacking other stats up, then the speed doesn't super matter for those turns.
Right.
But afterwards, I need to he either needs to have speed IVs or I need to be dropping X speeds onto him. So the real question is which of the two of those is going to be the thing. Because if I drop a bunch of X speeds, because speed maximum speed up would triple. I think agility, evasion, and accuracy. No, maybe I've got this backwards. I always struggle with this. They start at 2-2 or do they start at 3-3?
That's 3/3, I think.
They started 3/3.
And it can get up to 9/3.
Yeah, the other ones start at 2/2 and they can get up to 8/2. So you can have quad times any given stat if you give it 6 things. So if I give it 6 X speeds, it's going to be at 664 speed. There is not even the slightest chance outside priority moves that it's going to go not first.
Right.
I probably don't even, not even probably, I definitely do not need 6x speeds at that point. Like 2 or 3 would be more than enough.
Sure.
So I guess maybe a combination between the defenses and the speeds. What moves does it have, actually? It's these should all be physical. And I've got potentially TMs, though. Wide guard I don't need. Wide guard is going to be useless.
It defends against very specific set of moves.
Yeah. Whereas if I just had protect or something, it doesn't even have to worry about what move it is. It is weird that it's a rock type move. I find that very strange. I know we talked about that last time too. That it's like, why is it
even typed?
Because it's not like anything nullifies rock either. So it being I guess it doesn't matter that it's typed, but it's also weird that wide guard is rock type.
Yeah.
There's
nothing about it that indicates that it should be a rock type or it interacts with the typing in any way.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like how...
it does help in games where you can... for Gigantamax or, the moves that you have when you're Gigamaxed or Gigantamaxed.
Yeah.
Because it switches out based on the type of the move.
That's true.
To max rock or whatever. Although defensive moves do a specific different change out, so it might have its own specific different change out already. And that's for a game that's in the future of the when that move got that type.
So that's weird. So it's got all these weird after effects to it, kind of, where it's they certainly weren't planning on that being the case, but now it's here's this quirky ass thing that it does on the side now,
right? Or that it might be able to do on the side.
Yeah, it's like Shell Smash is water type, and it makes sense for a lot of them. You've got your turtle and shellfish style Pokemon, but there are definitely non-water type Pokemon that have shells and use Shell Smash.
Yes.
I'm going to take a quick second and sell a bunch of the shit we got underground now that I don't need any of this shit.
Money.
I don't think there's any, sell a bunch of things at once, but...
No.
So the first one I found was the Helix fossil, so I'm going to keep a Helix fossil, and the rest are going to go away.
Okay.
I think that's... Because, we didn't... There wasn't really a fossil thing in this game, to my knowledge. I don't think there was. I can double-check.
A fossil thing?
Yeah, so most generations, there's a set of fossils for that gen.
Right.
And usually you get a choice between 2 fossils. And usually when we do Nuzlocke for it, it's okay, yeah, whichever fossil you get, that's your fossil for the game. And that's just kind of where that ends. But for this one, it's kind of different because we were digging them up underground. I'm trying to remember. I'm actually going to check my team real quick. I think by virtue of finding it as an item and being able to, I also probably shouldn't use the odd... Not that it's going to come up, but I shouldn't use the odd keystone for a second... One, I couldn't do it anyway because I've already got... Well, no, I don't. I have the potential to get a Spiritomb.
Right.
But I couldn't get a second Spiritomb anyway. But also I got that after the other fossils. Yeah, are any of these guys fossily dudes? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't know if there are any normal fossils in, or maybe that's where, I'm trying to remember, is it Lileep that becomes Cradilly? Is that one from Gen 4? Maybe that's a Gen 3? But so... I guess this is going to kind of be this episode is just a little bit of post-Regi strategizing here.
Sure. Some strategy, some cleanup, some shopping.
Yeah. Because he could use some new moves. And also, I think it might be smarter to control the IV distribution instead of just letting it happen on its own.
Yeah. So... the ones that are from the game are Shieldon and Cranidos, right?
Oh, are Cranidos and Shieldon Gen 4?
I believe so. But then, so the Helix fossil is for Omanite.
Yes.
So Omanite, Kabuto, Aerodactyl, Anorith, and Lileep are available.
Okay. It's interesting that, because usually the games do have, a specific, oh, yeah, here you go. Here are your fossil choices. And here it's just okay, you have those, but also the other ones, and all just kind of mushed together. So the Gen 4 fossils get kind of buried in the mix.
So They don't get buried in the mix if you do it earlier.
I guess that's fair. Are they the only ones available until you beat the game?
Yeah, when you unlock the national dex, which takes beating the game. Yeah. Beating the Elite Four is what opens up the national dex, and so you don't have access to those other fossils until you have the national dex.
All right.
So you would have been restricted to just, Granados or Shieldon. If there was more pre-Elite Four underground content going on. But that is a huge time sink. Could have spent forever down there doing random shit.
Oh, it could have been. We could have been down there for fucking forever. It's so randomly generated down there. It's an enormous pain in the ass in that regard.
Yeah, well, it kind of doesn't fit into the vibe of Nuzlocking a Pokemon game.
Yeah, it was. I mean, everybody was here for it way back when we. I can do double team as well, which I think is sharp. Yeah, back at the beginning, we were trying to figure out how to even handle the underground at all. And I think we came up with a relatively good solution for it, being like, okay, we got our one catch, and then one fossil, and that's just kind of it.
Yeah.
Like anything else is kind of I feel like pushing it a little bit. So I got 3 strength TMs. I'm going to start by putting strength on Perry because 80-100 with stab is a pretty beefy move.
It is, yeah.
Especially considering his physical is 240. So this is going to be, it's going to be a 120 wide guard we don't need. So yeah, it's going to be a 120 base power move.
Yep.
Before even considering how absurd the attack capabilities are. This wouldn't be the worst idea. See, this is the thing. If I was just leveling him up and we were just going to go at it a little more normally, this would be a great move up against... Actually, no. I was going to say up against Spiritomb, but it'd be terrible because he's not going to go first. He's not going to go second against a Spiritomb.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah, so, like, against anybody else, Payback is a good move for Perry to have to cover in those 5 turns.
Yeah.
But if what you're going to do in those 5 turns is buff him, then it doesn't matter. A move like Double Team gets a lot more play in that situation because that saves you money. Because then your setup is PP, not items.
Exactly, which they are going to get expensive. I may actually buy them now before buying any IV related things. It'd be nice to do. Oh, that's also special, so I don't really want that one. I think I want to stick with physical. The benefit of the split attack stats are that you can kind of pick one and go with it unless you're specifically worried about running into certain types.
Right.
I do need some kind of strategy for Garchomp.
Something that slows him down is definitely a wise move. Because that Garchomp is nasty.
Yes.
Although, like, if you do the proper setup, like, if you did Double Team Swords Dance on Perry...
I can't do Swords Dance, unfortunately, because the 2 of these together would be brutal for that. That'd be great. You start with some double teams to get really evasive, and while they're struggling to hit you at all, you're just Swords Dancing up, being like, woo, 3 of these and we're good.
Yeah. Why can't you do it? Oh, can it not take one of them?
You can't do Swords Dance.
Oh, that's too bad.
So Avalanche is interesting because that's lowered priority.
Okay.
It's also possible that that what was the other one? Not Nasty Plot. Where did it go?
It's the Payback.
Payback, yeah. I don't recall if Payback is lowered priority because that would also change things a little bit.
I don't think it is because, like, that would almost guarantee that it does.
Yeah. So Avalanche would be interesting because it is physical.
Yeah, it doesn't have a priority modifier.
This one's tempting. My worry is that exposing Perry to an attack could get him killed. Though if I've got the defenses beefed up, it would basically have to be a really huge critical hit.
It would.
To be an issue if I'm keeping him pretty well up there. And also, like, George Dude can very easily slot in as the backup if stuff starts going sideways with that as well.
Because I can always be 2 turns to death. Yeah.
And he comes out, immediately use some kind of evasion thing, and then you just heal through it until you get your openings to either get other stats up or start getting attacks in.
Yeah.
So Avalanche is pretty good. There was also Drain Punch, physical and heals off of the damage, which is nice.
With such a high attack stat, that becomes potentially just like infinite health.
More or less, yeah. Rock Polish for speed does do that twice. The problem is I don't know if I want to use it's the trick of like whether to use a move slot for that, right?
Right. Well, I mean, so it's like which ability do you think is the most important to be always boosting?
Yeah.
And you should use that one as a thing that you get from healing, from PP, instead of from money.
Yeah, I think double team just as like you immediately make yourself 2/3 of the time unhittable is just a huge boost.
Yeah.
I went for Launch Punch. This move failed. I think Focus Punch might be a 2-turn thing. And yeah, you have to not get hit in between, which is a pain in the ass. Rock Tomb.
I mean, that works out nicely if you're evasion tanking, because most of the time it'll get through.
That's true. That is true.
Fling sucks.
Yeah, Fling is also a pain in the ass, because I think the power depends on the thing you throw.
Yes, and
you
and
have
when
no
you throw it,
Yeah, you lose it for good, and you have no meaningful way of knowing without looking it up how damaging something is going to be. Okay, so Drain Punch was right here, 75, 100, which is okay. It's pretty decent. Where did
I mean, if it's a 2-turn move, then it's terrible.
I think it's a 1-turn move.
Okay.
I think it's in every turn. Let's start by grabbing this, and we'll... So many warning messages. It's okay, guys. So let's see. Zen Headbutt may cause flinch. I don't like how inaccurate these are, too.
Yeah, it definitely had a bunch of moves.
Lowers the user's speed.
At 90 accuracy for whatever reason.
I might get rid of all 3 of these. The more the user outweighs the target. This is going to be good. Regigigas is fucking heavy.
Yeah.
So that is probably going to be pretty solid for a lot of those. Zen Headbutt and Hammer Arm, both 90 accuracy, which is a problem. I feel like I'm making Perry so much more boring with these moves, but they're just more useful.
I mean, Heavy Arm and Zen Headbutt have interesting story reasons to be there, probably. But you're not trying to tell Regigigas' story.
No.
You're trying to win fights.
He's here for me, goddammit. And I'm thinking Avalanche as... Is that too specific of a thing to pull in there, is the real question, because...
I mean, not really. It's very useful in the early turns if you want to attack. Double Team takes 3 rounds to max you out. But you have 5 rounds to fill before you're at full strength.
That's true.
So that it doubles while you're slow, and while you're slow you're at half strength means that it's going to hit at like normal strength in those early turns. Effectively, because it'll be halved and doubled.
That's true.
It's a pretty solid play.
So I think that might be...
I think Perry goes in the opener slot, double teams 3 times, avalanches twice, and then strength or heavy slam.
That's the thing, is like, unless it's a ghost or a rock or steel type, I think are the only ones that resist normal, then strength is going to be the way to go. Steel will be good against rock.
Yep.
I don't recall if steel... I don't think steel resists steel.
I don't think so.
So that'd be fine, too. And then ice for Garchomp to just rip it to shreds. Like, this would be 120 with stab, but this will be 240 with weaknesses. So there's really no reason to not just go to fucking town with this.
Yep.
So I think Perry's going to be...
Yeah, and if he manages to be faster in a round, then it's 480.
Yes. Well, so it's not actually. So it's not that it's 480. So because Avalanche is reduced priority. So unless he also uses, unless the Garchomp also does a reduced priority move, it's going to go first.
Yeah.
Which means that it's 480, assuming it does any damage at all.
Yeah.
So that's gonna,
Garchomp touches you, and that is going
it's going to just explode him.
Yeah.
It's like antimatter.
Garchomp antimatter, a slow avalanche.
All right, so I'm going to put you down here. Because I'm probably not going to use Parry. Parry's not going to be very useful in like general situations. Like stats are fine. The speed is going to be bad. The physical attack is going to be okay.
Right.
Very
being at
okay.
120 for the life of
But,
a
like,
normal Pokemon fight is whatever.
By comparison, Apep has almost the same physical attack stat as Regigigas.
But starts there.
It starts there. Same thing for George Dude. Like, it's better physical than Delmar at the beginning, but that's about it. So yeah, I get, if anything, yeah, it's not even that it's okay. It's gonna be like not good attack and definitely bad speed. So, God, what was the thing that I was just saying we should buy before?
X items.
Yes. Is that this one? Yes. Okay. These are cheap, which is nice.
Comparatively cheap. Yeah.
I'm gonna buy. Let's see how much. So 6 would be $2,000 for this. Oh, they're all gonna be different speeds. I'm going to, or different speeds, different prices. I'm gonna buy at least 3 of everything. Intending to buy to get up to 6. That way, if something does happen and George Dude has to come out, I have a full set of stuff to throw at George Dude.
Okay.
And when it comes time to do the final Elite Four push, I very well might come back and buy more of these just to be double sure, and we'll probably have more money to work with anyway.
Yeah, all the gym refights will be some pretty solid cash, most likely.
Yeah. I'll leave that alone. X accuracy. I actually don't. I mean, I might leave that at 3, because all of Perry's moves are 100%, and George Dude's are pretty fucking close with the scope lens.
Yeah, the only people that you're gonna have to deal with. Like, there's one gym fight where you have to deal with the balloon evasion tanking you.
Oh, yeah. Driftblim.
Driftblim. Yeah, with minimize.
Ugh. That shit is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Here to buy. So defense, special defense, and speed. And I can buy 5 of them right now. Actually, I might be able to just barely afford 6.
I don't think so.
Wow. Holy shit. By 50.
Okay, so you'd be left with
$50.
With a 50p coin.
Yeah. I could buy 2 of each. I'm trying to think of like who. I mean, I don't know exactly which Pokemon we're going to be seeing in that one anyway, but actually, what are Perry's specific stats? Because maybe that's what we should really look at here, is which one needs more help. Oh, he needs a held item too.
His IVs are
exactly the same.
Almost all perfect, right?
Yeah. Or sorry, yes, I keep getting that wrong. EVs are what we're messing with. The IVs should be pretty close to perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Initial, not effort.
Yeah, the only one is physical attack, which is already so ridiculously good.
Right.
That it doesn't even matter on that front.
What is the quirky nature? What's his boost and dip? That would take mint. Oh no, it's a neutral one.
It's a neutral, yeah.
One of the 6 neutral flavors.
All right.
6? I think it's just 6.
I think it's 5. Because it's attack, special attack, defense, special defense, speed, or is HP also one of them? I think it was just the 2 attacks, 2 defenses, and speed, but I'm not.
It might, yeah. HP doesn't get messed around with nature, does it?
I don't think it does.
So there's 5 different ways to get to 0. To have an attack up and down at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm trying to decide. Maybe I'm debating physical attack a little bit more. Oh no, I was gonna say because fighting is the bigger threat to Perry than any other type. Usually very physical.
Sure.
But Cynthia has Lucario, I think.
Yes.
And Lucario loves its aura moves, which are more special.
Special based, yep.
Do I just do 3 and 3? Like,
yeah, probably.
Like just keep it balanced and like don't worry about it.
So that takes care of 60 of the 255 effort values.
The rest I'm not as worried about placement. I just wanted to make sure that Perry got off to like a decent start on this front.
Sure.
Because the more we can guide those EVs, the better.
Yeah, so you're quarter of the way there. It would take another 180, 190,000.
Oh, I also have a bunch
just
of rare
max
candies.
out.
I gotta remember to use these. When it comes time for the last thing, I gotta make sure to actually use those.
Yeah, put like a sticky note somewhere.
Yeah.
Before Cynthia, rare candy. Or before Elite. Well, I guess there is an argument to not spend them until Cynthia.
Right, you get
just
your
in
last
case.
boost. Because, yeah, if someone goes down, you're better off just having those on hand.
Yeah, because if somebody goes down, you have to go with an off-type solution, then you're going to want some extra levels.
Yeah. I could jack up his attack even more. I don't know if that's necessary, and I wonder if that's less good than trying to cultivate more defense EVs, just by chance. If we assume an even-ish spread, we'll get more defense by not touching the attack.
That's true.
Than if we use these.
Yeah. Well, you can manipulate the spread if you
pick
which Pokemon that you're fighting against, but
I don't know that I want to go that far with it. I am curious. It was 180 before, 185. Okay. Decent. It's such a small, at level 70, like you're at least guaranteed a point or more, but like you're going to get between 1 and 2 points per drug at level 70, I believe, because 50 is where it's 1, right?
Yes. Well, a drug is 2.5 steps, because a step is 4 EV.
Yep.
Which is why only 252 of the 255 effort values can actually be worth something.
Because you can't hit the 256, thanks to binary.
Yep.
It's a beautiful thing.
Right, and you could waste as many as 18.
Yeah, 3 for each of the 6 stats.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Well, all right. So Perry's about as ready as he's going to be. I have Georgia out front because I'm, like, anxious about what we're going to find. We're about to go into new areas entirely.
Yeah.
New areas. I'm pretty sure there are trainers coming. We have some hard fights coming up, to my understanding, including a legendary or 2. So I want to come back next time. I don't know. We may turn back right before Stark Mountain. I know Stark Mountain is up in this direction. I want to hold off on that until we clear out some other stuff first.
Sure.
But at the very least, we're going to go explore around the island. So we'll see you for that next time.
Bye.